At the beginning of Grand Theft Auto Forevermore, Alex, Agent 14, is on an assignment to infiltrate the terrorist compound and retrieve, quote-unquote, the package. After an intense shootout and a hair-raising car chase through the hills of southern San Andreas, the SUV that contains the package manages to escape as Agent 14 suffers a car accident. Agent 14's radio call rings out. We need Agent 11, now. A few days later, Agent 11, who is on vacation, is flown into Los Santos by the FIB. Upon arriving, Nico notices Director Claudia Angel's absence as he is met by Deputy Director Philip Harris. Harris explains that Claudia's convoy was ambushed, and so he is taking command whilst the search continues for Claudia. To add to the situation, Philip gives Nico the horrifying news that the Spanish nationalist terrorist group has smuggled in a nuclear device into Los Santos and threatens to detonate said nuclear weapon in the hope of destabilizing the West at its core. Bellic, knowing that the entire population of Los Santos is at stake, agrees to find the terrorist cell and eliminate them before the device can be launched. Nico is then sent to meet with Professor W, the genius mind behind the FIB's research and development program. After receiving his usual array of weapons and gadgets, the professor then showcases Nico his FIB-issued vehicle, an Obey 9F Cabrio. He then notifies Nico that the nuclear device has been detected at a loading station in the port of Los Santos. Without a moment of hesitation, Nico races towards the scene. Upon arrival, Nico engages in a shootout with the terrorist cell, who are attempting to load the nuclear device from a truck into an SUV. As the shootout comes to an end, two terrorists manage to move the device in time and race off. Nico pursues in the 9F, but fails to stop them. They escape. Air units are then deployed to track the vehicle they escaped in. It is located in a warehouse just south of the port area. Agent 11, now suited up in tactical gear, moves in to retrieve it. By this time, the terrorists have managed to load the device into a submersible with the intent of covertly moving the nuclear casing undetected. Thanks to the help of both Agent 11 and Agent 14, they manage to stop the terrorists and, finally, retrieve the nuclear device. All seems well. However, upon escorting the weapon back to the military, Agent 14's helicopter that is carrying the device is shot down by the nationalist group, and they manage to take back the nuclear casing. In the process, they kidnap Agent 14. However, the terrorists render Agent 14 unconscious, they drop him off in some derelict place, and they leave before they are caught. Back at their main base of operations, the leader of the group organises an arms deal for them to purchase nuclear rods in order to complete the assembly of the bomb. For once, it looks like the terrorists may actually be succeeding. Nico is made aware of the ambush and the fact that the terrorists have now successfully retrieved the device. Agent 14 is recovering and will be joining Nico on the new operation. Now that the terrorists have the device, the FIB has managed to gather intelligence that they are engaging in an arms deal near Del Perro Beach. Both 11 and 14 are to go undercover, observe the meeting, and stop the terrorists from purchasing what they suspect are nuclear rods. On the flight over to Del Perro Beach, both Agent 11 and 14 discuss the plan. They will travel to the safe house, set up the equipment, overlook the deal, and then intercept as soon as the deal is made. Alex then asks Nico if he has moved on from his life in Liberty City, and if Kiki has gotten in contact with him. Nico explains how Kiki and himself have been keeping in contact, but he is too focused on the job at hand. Perhaps he wants out of the service. He clearly misses his wife, Kiki. Nico then turns to Alex and asks if he knew about Claudia's convoy being ambushed and her eventual kidnap, to which Agent 14 affirms. Both of them convey hope that they will find her. After pleasantries are exchanged, and Agent 14 exclaims how he is happy to be working with his friend, Nico, again, the flight lands and the two head over to the safe house. A few hours later, Nico then arrives at Del Perro Beach in order to covertly assess the arms deal, with the hope of intercepting both the arms dealer and the terrorist group red-handed. Alex remains at the safe house on guard. The deal goes ahead. The arms dealer trades the nuclear rods for a huge payout, but with no reasonable opportunity occurring for them to intercept the deal, both 11 and 14 come up with a plan. They will intercept the terrorists head-on. The next morning, as the terrorists are busy loading up the nuclear rods into a car, Nico confronts them, which ultimately leads to a firefight. The terrorists manage to bundle the nuclear rods into the back of the car and speed off, but Agent 11 pursues closely in his Obey 9F. The chase goes through the heart of Los Santos and eventually into the hills of San Andreas. After wildly losing control and crashing, Bellic is then faced with the horrifying truth. The terrorist group have both the weaponized device casing and the nuclear rods, allowing them to assemble a fully functioning nuclear weapon. Radiological detectives track the nuclear rods to an abandoned aircraft hangar. All agents converge on the site, but Agent 11 is the quickest to respond. He arrives first and, without backup, moves in and takes down the entire terrorist cell in a gruesome shootout. However, even though the terrorist cell is destroyed, FIB's bomb squad analyzes the assembled nuclear device that has been placed in the Luxor jet and concludes that, to everyone's horror, the bomb is on a countdown and cannot be disarmed. The only possible way to disarm it is to, at high speed, submerge the device in high-pressure water. In other words, the plane must be flown into the ocean. With no one volunteering, Niko Bellic comes forward and nominates himself to fly the weapon into the ocean. Everyone dismisses his proposal, but Bellic insists. He knows this is what he has to do. After saying his goodbyes to Agent 14, Bellic takes the aircraft up into the air and, in a final radio transmission, asks Deputy Director Philip Harris to find Claudia Angel and to look after Kiki Jenkins, Niko's wife. With Harris promising to do so, Niko disconnects the radio and focuses on flying. The final thing we hear, as the screen fades to black, is the engines cutting and the aircraft crashing into the ocean.